Okay, it's preparing the live stream. And we are live. So, hello everyone. Faiza Yousuf here. It's been a while. And today I have Hira with me, and we are going to talk about some stories from our days in terms of doing freelancing and working with clients around the globe. So, we have some stories to share, and we also would like to tell you a bit about what we have in store for people who would like to become freelancers and work like the way that we do. So, hello, Hira. How are you?
Hello, Faiza. Lovely to see you as always. How are you?
Good, good, very good. Thank you. So, Hira, what do you think? How should we go about it? Good stories, bad stories, money. What do you think we should start with?
I think all of the things that you said would be a good idea. One by one, सबकी बात कर लेते हैं. But I think let's start with money first. And मेरे पास कुछ questions हैं that I want to ask because I think we've had a lot of one-on-one conversations जो कि तुमने और मैंने की हैं after we became a freelancers. But उससे पहले की journey, I think you and I never had a chance to like talk about it. So it's a great opportunity that I get to know more about how you became a freelancer and what was the ups and downs. Pehla check kitne ka tha, last check kitne ka tha. So maybe let's start with money. Let's start with how you made your first $500. Or maybe $100, just maybe you're comfortable. And let's take the conversation from, because I think whenever you're talking to a lot of freelancers, they have this like one small goal that they're trying to achieve when they're starting. So I wanted to know what was that goal for you, and when did you make your first $500? And kaun sa client tha? What did you do for them? And kis year mein tha plus?
Right. I basically started kind of like consulting 2012 में while I was already on a job, and local clients काफी सारे आ रहे थे for help in product evaluation and management और उस तरह की चीजों में. But I realized a lot of money, and people you don't मतलब it's not going to make you any money if you are consulting locally. It's difficult in the sense that breaking into the local market is difficult. तो I kept on trying, it didn't work out. कुछ clients मेरे already थे जिनके साथ मैं काम कर रही थी, who came from referrals, so I was working with them, and but those were not projects as in terms of freelance platform के projects. So I think the first $100 that I made were in 2012 for a client, and what I did for them is basically they sent me a product strategy document, and I just reviewed it, and that was my first kind of $100. And I remember it was exactly $100, and it took like 3 months to come in my account, because at that time I did not know about escrow या ये सब नहीं पता था, तो वो wire transfer होने में जो है वो it took 3 months. And I think on Upwork I made my first $500 in September 2017, and I had a client who had a game ka idea, and he had a strategy document again, and he wanted me to help him complete that document. So he was also a freelancer, and he was looking for kind of taking help for a subject matter expert. So I did that. So that was that. And I think so far with the amount of work that I take from Upwork, which is like na hone ke barabar, like 4 to 5 hours a week, not more than that. I have made around $40,000 there in the past 2-3 years, and just from Upwork. And I think I'm pretty happy about it in terms of I find work that I really enjoy doing, and if I don't enjoy it, I don't do it. So a lot of freedom there. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I think I'm not that old freelancing के field में by your experience. So take a bow. So I think my My first $500 was, I think, in year 2016. So I was doing freelancing on and off. To be very honest, when I was at my full-time job, because it was just like at that time, अब तो खैर कुछ ज्यादा ही it's a buzzword, but उस time पे भी it was a fancy नहीं, जैसे अब के जमाने में I think NFTs हैं, उस time पे freelancing थी. Everybody was like talking about it. There's something called freelancing, but nobody was giving you a clear idea कि आप उसमें करते क्या हैं. And I remember कि I was working as a writer for a couple of like projects उसमें जो कोई किसी को जानता है उसने बोल दिया कि you can seek her help. And then I think in year 2016 was the first time जब मैंने Upwork पे अपना account जो है वो verify कराया. And then I got my first client who wanted me to write like 4 blog posts on some topics. And मैंने उस टाइम पे थोड़ा सा अपनी वेबसाइट वगैरह पे ऑलरेडी काम किया हुआ था. So it wasn't कि I just dived head first into it with no portfolio, nothing. I did work on my portfolio first. I had really good samples to show that client, although मैंने कभी formally feel as a freelancer काम नहीं किया हुआ था. And I launched, and I sort of like got that project. And I think it was my not 500, I think $480 जो कि मुझे इस project के लिए थे. It was 4 blog posts, and I had to like create captions and everything else for social media for those blog posts as well. I still am not really proud of the work that I did, but at that time, I think it got approved. I got my first 5-star review on Upwork. And I think one thing that matches with your and I experience is we both kind of like started through Upwork, I guess, right? Tomorrow pehla client bhi was through Upwork. Yeah, उस time पे I didn't know. I had an account on freelancer.com, I remember. I was bidding there too, but I never was able to score any project from freelancer.com. It was all through Upwork. And then usi client ने मुझे repeatedly जो है वो um, काम देना शुरू किया. And I still remember $500 even by that standard उस time के dollar के rate के हिसाब से भी I think it was at least like 70,000 रुपए 50 या 70,000 रुपए कुछ ऐसी होंगे. And my salary at that time was 60,000 rupees. So it was a light bulb moment for me.
Yeah,
What just
absolutely.
happened? I mean, yeah. So I think that's when I realized that this can go somewhere. I mean, if I just write like 4 blog posts और मैंने उसी को captions में convert किया and अपनी ही terms में काम किया as a part time person जो कि full time 9 to 5 job भी करती है, and I can do that. So अगर मैं महीने में 2-3 दफा ये कर लूँ, so why do I need a job? That was, I think, the first germ of freelancing जो मेरे दिमाग में आया था. And since then I think it was like a series of endless opportunities from there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I had an account बहुत पहले से Upwork पे 2012-2013 में I created an account. और उस वक्त यहाँ पे वो ओडेस्क होता था, और उस वक्त जो है वो there was a country manager here. I think now he works with Payoneer, Mohsin. And Mohsin asked me कि यार तुम freelance उस पे ओडेस्क पे account बनाओ, and then you also teach other people to do that. So at that time I taught a few people how to create their account and how to build projects on odesk उस time पे था. And then उसके बाद I just totally forgot about it. And 2017 I think April था, and Maria Umar reached out to me and she said कि यार हमने एजेंसी बनाई है Upwork पे, and we want you to, तुम्हारी प्रोफाइल है वहां पे, तो can you be part of our agency, and our business manager is going to help you with anything that you need. And the business manager, Jalila Heather, props to her, she was on my tail. Like for the first 3 months she made sure that I spent time on Upwork, and she made sure that I am applying to projects, and I'm redoing my profile, and whatnot. So that was a kind of accountability and kick that I needed at that time, because उस time पे शायद वो उस level की accountability भी नहीं थी when it comes to work. तो वो I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to do that. And then from there is no going back in terms of finding work at Upwork, in the sense that I already have like same like have like a free part-time day job, and still I pick up work from Upwork because I really enjoy the kind of work that I found, from doing voiceovers to writing to managing projects to testing projects, you name it, and I've done that. और उसमें बहुत अच्छे और कुछ बुरे, but mostly बहुत अच्छे experiences रहे. तो I think so who was your worst client? I don't want names, just the story.
So I think I've had a lot of like I still won't call them worse क्योंकि किसी ने भी जो है वो कोई ऐसा ऐसा भयानक काम नहीं किया कि they just literally did it just for the sake of ruining my Upwork profile. I've had a couple of like encounters locally. There was this one guy a few years ago. उसने randomly जो है in different communities. He wasn't my client at all. Like imagine I'm meeting him, I'm seeing his face for the first time on Facebook. उसने मुझे 3-4 दफा जो है वो messages किए हुए थे that can you place my article on this website, can you place my article on that website, and I never responded to him because at that time I was writing for international media. So I used to get a lot of like press releases and a lot of pitches from people as well. On Facebook पे मैं usually जवाब नहीं देती थी. So and then all of a sudden, उस बंदे ने जाके, and he was like a guy from Pakistan. He went to this like big community on Facebook and he posted like an entire thing that this girl Hira Saeed has taken money from me and she never did work and now she's not responding to me on Upwork. And I'm seeing this person for the first time. I'm seeing his name for the first time. I don't even know that मैंने कभी इस बंदे के साथ, इस नाम के बंदे के साथ काम किया है. And he made me doubt. I was like, is there any person on my Upwork? Is there any client that I've worked with and मैंने उसको delivered ना किया हो? So now he's pissed and he's using that against me on these communities. I went through my Upwork profile. I did everything I could. There wasn't any client at all who जिसका वो नाम हो और मैंने उस तरह का कोई उससे client. So that guy was basically, and he was literally creating fake screenshots as well. He took my picture from my website and Upwork पे मेरी वो picture थी भी. He basically inspect elements से उसने सब चीजें edit की, एक fake पूरी job उसको करके, and then he started posting in our communities. That was the first horror story. And ये client की horror story नहीं, it was just like how one person can like do so much just to get the attention. Client wise, I think there was one person I mean, just because the type of work that I did throughout my freelancing career was more towards writing, and good copy, good writing is very subjective. Some people like it in a way जो कि बहुत professionally, बहुत formally किसी की specific tone में लिखी हुई हो, but some people like it fun, some people like it कि वो बहुत humorous way में लिखी हुई है. And my writing style has always been very simple. मैं बहुत simple human language use करती हूँ. So sometimes I think there are clients who feel कि आपने जो लिखा है वो बहुत सिंपल है एंड हमारी ऑडियंस को जो है वो थोड़ी सी वैसी इंग्लिश में लिख के दें, आपने जो लिखा है वो बहुत ऐसा लिखा है, उसको थोड़ा सा फन करके दें. सो इस तरह के बहुत बैक एंड फोर्थ क्लाइंट्स में आया है जिसके अंदर द वर्क डिडंट टर्न आउट टू बी द वे दे एक्सपेक्टेड. एंड मैंने कभी भी रिविजन्स वगैरह पे कोई टैप नहीं लगाया. आई ऑलवेज मेक श्योर कि व्हाट दे वांट I'll just give it to them. So उसके अंदर एक दो clients ने जो है they've asked for a refund because they didn't like the quality, and that I think is very normal. I did provide them the refund if they were not satisfied. But yeah, on and off there have been इस तरह के incidences जिसमें I feel the client was not even clear about what they wanted. But you just have to like make sure that just because they don't come up and ruin your profile and start doing things that can affect your career, you just like give them the money, choose peace and move on. But I've had so much like success in terms of like finding good clients through Upwork that a lot of like 80% I think my clients जिनको मैं Upwork से बाद में obviously जो है वो जब हम full time उसमें काम करना शुरू कर देते, they used to hire me on the payroll as well. So मेरे जितने भी full time retainer वाले clients आए हैं, they've always been through Upwork and most of them have been long term clients. So मैंने bits and pieces में बहुत कम काम किया है. It's usually once you start working and that client keeps on giving you work, and for the next 3-4 months you don't even have to look for work. And that's the strategy I think that I really enjoy about freelancing, which जो बार back and forth होती है ना, every month you have to like send 60 proposal के जिसमें से 6 का आपको काम मिल जाए. I think what people have to understand that if you find good 2 clients who are ready to like give you work and they are decent human beings and the work you enjoy the work as well, then you don't have to like go through that hustle of applying for like 60 jobs every month, because that's I think very tiring. What was that one thing that was really tiring for you? It's puri freelance culture, because as much as like it's very fancy, as much as it gives you a lot of freedom, there are a lot of like things that annoy the hell out of you. So what was that कोई ऐसी चीज that has been very annoying in your journey?
Dear God, accounting. Oh God. That, I mean, And then taxes, oh my god, taxes, matlab, we don't even, Pakistan mein to tax holiday in the sense that you don't have to pay taxes, but you have to do tax returns and stuff. So the first 2 years, every tax season I would cry, because, and I'm not someone who would cry easily, so I would just cry, what the hell is happening, how do I know what is happening, pata nahi kya. But then slowly and gradually I started, so I found a good consultant, and then I started creating processes around taxes to make sure that I don't have to rush at the last moment. So everything is prepared for me. I just need like a few hours to arrange it when tax season is here, and then I just submit my returns. So that was annoying. And the second part, absolutely right, applying to projects. So initially, when you apply, so for me, like 2 3 months initially, I used to apply for a few projects every week, and I would never hear back from the clients. बिल्कुल उस वक्त कोई एक्सपीरियंस ही नहीं था, तो कोई जवाब नहीं दे रहा था. तो उस टाइम पे जो ना, वो इट वाज सो लाइक डिसअपॉइंटिंग इन द सेंस. और अभी जब मेरे पास लोगों के मैसेजेस आते हैं ना कि मैंने 4 प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए अप्लाई किया, मुझे क्लाइंट ने जवाब दिया, लाइक डूड, मैंने 4 महीने अप्लाई किया, किसी ने जवाब नहीं दिया, फिर जाके जवाब आया. यू नो, इट टेक्स अ व्हाइल. And it also takes you for a while to kind of find the right phrasing for yourself to explain your work. Uski मैं एक example, just letting you know, as we are on this topic. So I was working with someone in Europe, and the person asked me for my CV. और मुझे 12 साल हो गए इंडस्ट्री में काम करते हुए, मैंने बहुत सारे स्विचेस किए हैं, और जो है वो बहुत सारी सर्टिफिकेशंस की, 1.5 पेजेस की जो सर्टिफिकेशंस की हैं. तो अब वो जो मैंने सीवी बनाई, तो वो 5 पेजेस की थी, और वो मैंने उसको भेज दी. एंड ही जस्ट लुक्ड एट इट, ही इज लाइक, what is this? And I was like, I have so much to share. And he's like, I understand that, but at the end of the day, we are using softwares to to basically filter people out. Your CV has 0 keywords about your work. You have just mentioned that you've done this, you've done this, you've done this, but the keywords that we search for when it comes to looking for a product strategist, there are no specific keywords used in that. So if, even though you have so much experience, I'm going to run through your CV through our, HRM, and then your CV will be rejected on the basis of that. So this was a learning, and that learning I initially got from Jarila, when she used to keep on asking me, कि Faiza, ये वाला कीवर्ड होना चाहिए, so that people search and then they land on your profile. Because मेरा technical experience तो है, but I had zero idea about SEO or how keywords matter. I was, in my head, it was just happening. So that kind of advice was really helpful, in the sense that how do you present yourself? So everybody does testing, but have you seen anyone doing product evaluation? This was something that I heard from a client of mine, and he said, you are not a tester, you are a product evaluator. So you need to rephrase your service in a way so that you find good clients. So this kind of knowledge, it comes from experience. So initially, 2-4 महीनों में तो nothing is going to happen, in the sense that it is going to take you a while to get a hang of sending proposals. And I think best and worst clients of Upwork, though I have found way too many namunas to mention. On Upwork, I think there was this one client, and I have no idea why I took his project. He wanted me to create a product requirement document. That's a very straightforward thing. There are a lot of meetings involved, a lot of stakeholders involved, but it's a pretty straightforward project. And when I completed the project and I handed it over to him, he said that I needed these 3 things with it as well. And these 3 things were not part of my expertise. He said that I need screens or designs, basically, not wireframes, like design of the project. I said that's not my expertise, and this was not part of the contract. And he opened up a dispute on Upwork for that. And I was just so furious about it, that, oh my God, I've worked so hard for, becoming top rated and 100% job success score and this and that. And this one, dash is going to ruin all of it. So I was so mad about it, and I reached out to Upwork and I said to them that this is what has happened, and all the communication, because I never take clients out of Upwork, never ever, no matter what anyone says to me. If they want to hire me on a payroll, and I am on a payroll of one of the client, I said no, just via Upwork. I don't want you to, get back to me with any problems. I don't need those problems. So I told them that this has happened, and they said, "ठीक है." And I had to refund him a small part. I think I had to refund him $100 out of like $400-500 or $600. But I did refund him for that. to make sure that he gives me a good rating. But that was the worst thing ever, and I really kind of am grateful for Upwork team to making sure that I'm okay. And I basically told them that I'm okay with refunding him with $100 because it's fine. I'm okay with that. And they're like, if you're okay with that, you can refund it and close it. If you're not, we are going to, just handle it for you. And it was really smooth. And that is the reason that I do not never even think about hopping to another platform, like never, because I know that I can reach out and they'll always be available in terms of support. And I think best clients mein to I've worked with Skillsoft, one of the best clients that I've ever worked with. I've developed courses for them. I've worked with Thinkful, one of the best clients that I ever worked with in terms of communication, in terms of how organized they were, because they hired like 20, 30 subject matter experts for their courses. So really good stories when it comes to good clients. Yeah.
Faisal, I wanted to talk. I mean, while you were explaining your journey that you applied straight for 4 months before you got your first yes on Upwork, that made me think about how some of the and and every campaign, every course, every program that is being run in Pakistan and all over the world, they all are good because they are actually helping people. But one argument that I have is, do you think that just because the information in this industry is now so, and information especially is so democratized all over the web, sometimes people present freelancing as a very cookie cutter thing, as something that can change their life without putting a lot of effort. So जो quick money scheme होती है that, oh, so if you wanna like just build a life of your dream, become a freelancer. If you want to work from the comfort of your home, which is all true. I'm not saying that it is not possible, but that doesn't mean that it is not possible without being a freelancer. So do you think कि इस तरह की पूरी जो culture हम freelance के against बना देते हैं कि it's a very quick and easy thing to do, and हर कोई जो कि freelancer बनना चाहता है will be successful. Do you think it hurts the industry, or do you think it adds any value, because obviously it prompts people to work?
Yeah, it just makes people money. जो trainers है ना, it makes them money, and that is all. Very honestly, if someone is here because I want to be a freelancer, because मेरे पास दिन में 2 घंटे फारे हैं and I want to do something, freelancing doesn't work that way. It's like running a business. It's a one person company that you're running. So जो भी business के साथ जो भी problems आते हैं, या business के साथ जो भी standard operating procedures आपको required होते हैं, वो आपको as a freelancer भी required होते हैं. जो प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं, अगर आप प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे काम कर रहे हैं तो वो बहुत सारा बर्डन आपका ऑफ कर लेते हैं, बिकॉज आपकी इनवॉइसेस वो बना के दे रहे हैं, पेमेंट उनके थ्रू आ रही है, डोंट हैव टू रन आफ्टर क्लाइंट्स, पेमेंट प्रोटेक्शन है, ये है वो है, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. अगर आप ऑफ प्लेटफॉर्म काम करें तो ये काम आपको मैनुअली करना पड़ेगा या किसी से करवाना पड़ेगा, राइट? सो इट्स नॉट a quick fix. It's even though for someone like me, when I started, it took me for a while to crack that, and I started from like $20 an hour. वो और बात है कि I took it to the next level when once I got into my groove कि भाई अब मैं $100 से कम चार्ज नहीं करूंगी या $80 से कम चार्ज नहीं करूंगी, because I've gotten into that industry उस तरह से. लेकिन initially मतलब 8-10 साल के एक्सपीरियंस के बाद भी और 2 डिग्रीज के बाद भी जो है वो कोई $20 भी नहीं दे रहा था. वो इसलिए because you need to push yourself and present yourself as someone that people can give business to. और उसके अंदर if someone is teaching people that it's something that can give them a lot of money quickly, they're lying to you. It's not an MLM scheme. It's not it's not not investing in crypto. It's not that. You're building a career, and building a career takes time. It takes people their whole lifetime to build their careers as a banker, as an engineer, as a whatever. So it's the same way. You are a service provider. So I have seen that a lot, both locally and internationally, that लोग आते हैं और वो हर एक को कहते हैं तुम भी फ्रीलांसर बन जाओ, तुम भी बन जाओ, तुम भी बन जाओ, तुम भी बन जाओ, सारे बन जाओ, सब फोटोशॉप सीख लो, सब फ्रीलांसर बन जाओ. It doesn't work that way, because एक तो ये कि जब आप मार्केट को सैचुरेट करते हैं तो nobody can make good money. पहली बात ये उस तरह से. हमारे यहाँ जब इन लोगों ने बहुत ज्यादा लोगों को इनकरेज करना शुरू किया था टू बिल्ड प्रोफाइल्स ऑन अपवर्क, दैट वाज द टाइम अपवर्क स्टार्टेड रिजेक्टिंग प्रोफाइल्स. So the problem started from there, because a lot of people who were not even qualified had no like background in that. When they started spamming the platform had to take a step back. And I'm not saying कि लोगों को आपने नहीं encourage करना, आपने लोगों को train करना है. प्रॉपरली। तो जो भी उसकी रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं, कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स आपकी अच्छी होनी चाहिए, टाइम मैनेजमेंट स्किल्स अच्छी होनी चाहिए, आपके पास घर में जगह होनी चाहिए जहाँ बैठ के आप काम कर रहे हैं, या if you don't have like all the bits and pieces together to run a business, then it will become really difficult. And then for a lot of women also, जब हम women focused program देखते हैं ना, उसके अंदर भी वो इस तरह की बातें करते हैं कि आप वर्डप्रेस की वेबसाइट एक बनाना सीख लें और उसके बाद आप फ्रीलांसिंग करें और आप तो वही डॉलर्स में पैसे कमाएंगे. Doesn't work that way.
Yeah, and
There's
then
a
that
lot of
mindset
competition.
that just being on Upwork doesn't make you money, right? Upwork is just like an intermediary that is connecting you to people who are looking for people like you, and they won't look for you unless you know what to do, and obviously how to do it first as well. So people see these platforms of Upwork and Fiverr as the platforms that would just, if they are going to make their profile there, it would start making them money. ये वही वाली बात है कि you will just go and sit at the interview table अगर आप fake projects पे apply भी कर दें, but then when you'll open your mouth, that person is going to reject you, right? So before they go and sit at that interview key table, they have to know what they are doing is right or wrong, right? So ये वाला mindset भी I think sometimes I feel that industries that are new in all of these things ये इस पूरे process से गुजरती हैं, and then after like जब mature हो जाती हैं, then people know कि अच्छा just making an account on Upwork and Fiverr is not going to make me a successful freelancer. I have to build my portfolio. I have to strengthen my communication skills. I have to set aside a good chunk of my time in a day to work on my own self as well. Like, and I think that the next thing that I want to discuss is how 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 open were you to invest in yourself when you were working as a freelancer? By investing in yourself mean, were you taking some courses खुद भी ताकि तुम्हारे अपने skills जो है वो improve होते रहे, and were you enrolling yourself in different courses? तुम्हारा कोई mentor था? Because, and now I can start with myself. For me, I'm a huge believer of like keep adding strengths to my own expertise, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि the world is going so fast in ये industry, ये clients, everybody is just moving too fast, कि अगर मैंने अपने आप को अपस्किल नहीं किया, मैंने अपने कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स इंप्रूव नहीं किए, मैंने अपनी अपनी ही इंडस्ट्री में अपनी नीश को स्ट्रांग नहीं किया, then there is no way I can catch up with where people and where the world is headed. So I used to enroll myself in a lot of courses. मैंने coaches बहुत hire किए हैं. Some of them turned out really good, some of them turned out like not so good. But at least when I was making the conscious decision to invest in myself, when I was making a conscious decision to purchase a course, it was giving me confidence that I am so committed and serious to this lifestyle and this industry. So that's something that I wanted to ask from you, that how open were you if you were starting to invest in yourself? Were you enrolling in your courses? And if there are any insights you want to share on that?
Absolutely. Bhai, to tell you the truth, when we started working, I did not have this idea in terms of learning कितनी important है. और मतलब when I started working in the industry और मैंने foreign masters में admission ले लिया, तो हमारा वो academic mindset होता है ना कि डिग्री कर ली बस, अब तो सब आता है, ठीक है. Then I did a few other courses, project management के, quality के, and I did it from local जो institutes होते हैं ना वहां से, and I still did not like it. The industry opened up to me, e-learning की industry, a few years ago, ठीक है, 3 या 4 साल पहले I got into the जो आपके जो edtech programs हैं उनके अंदर, and I cannot tell you how amazing it has been in terms of learning and in terms of meeting with excellent people and in terms of a lot of different things, ठीक है. So I think अभी मैं every year, it will sound really cheesy, but every year I have a theme for the year. So this year that we are going to end, my theme was learning. This was a year of learning. So I did nearly a dozen courses, financial modeling, product management, design, this and that and that. Some were free, some were paid, but I made sure that I invest my time. And it's not money. In my head, money is not the problem. So हम software subscription के लिए भी pay करते हैं ना. अभी मैंने अपनी renew कराई है Microsoft 365 की subscription, या मैं जो है वो अपनी Grammarly की subscription renew करा रही हूँ. So हम पैसे दे रहे हैं उसके लिए. Learning के अंदर सबसे important है time की commitment. That you need to do. And I can tell you something that I did. I'm really proud of that. But at that time, it sounded like a very stupid decision. 2014 में I got enrolled in IBA का WomenX program. उसकी फ्राइडे और सैटरडे को क्लासेस होती थी. I left my full-time job for that program. And I said, I want to do that. I want to learn entrepreneurship. I want to learn how to build a community. I want to learn how to run a business. नौकरी नहीं चाहिए. 1.5-2 लाख रुपए की नौकरी छोड़ के मैं आराम से बैठ गई. And my family was like, what are you doing? And I was like, no, मेरी classes हैं. I'm a project manager. मुझे छुट्टी नहीं मिलेगी. मैं जा नहीं सकूंगी. मेरे weekends भी on होते हैं. I want to do that. And then the program itself, WomenX का जो program था, most of the people that I now work with are coming from that program. चाहे वो शमीम हो, सुकैना हो, और बहुत सारे लोग, मारिया उमर हो, और बहुत सारी जो learning है वो वहां से भी है. I think it's absolutely important that you have that time. And in my case, what I do is I do a lot of simplification in my life to make sure that I get time to spend on that. So while running like two non-profits, and while doing like a part-time job and doing freelancing and a million other things, I know how to simplify my life to make sure कि जब मैंने कहा है कि मैं काम करूंगी तो मैं करूंगी. और उसकी एक मजे की मैं आपको एग्जांपल दूं. So there's a platform called Master Class. I hope you have seen the ad somewhere, जिसमें बहुत सारी classes हैं. So I was really intrigued by the class जो N.K. Jemisin की थी और नील गेमन की थी. It's like $200-300 a month, something like that की subscription थी उस time पे जब वो नया आया था. So I was really, I was like $200 एक महीना. I don't know, will I be able to complete the class? पता नहीं duration क्या है. So I got a 2-week pass from a friend of mine, and he said कि यार मेरे पास 2 हफ्ते का pass है. I can invite you as a guest, and can you, and you know, you can choose any classes that you want and take the class. And that guy had a paid yearly subscription. He did not complete even a single course. And in 2 weeks, I did 7. So this is what I'm telling you, that when I knew that I had to do it, it is a commodity, a precious commodity in terms of me having just 2 weeks to make sure that I get the best out of it. So this is what you need. And I think हमारे यहाँ जो focus है ना लोगों का, वो they keep on thinking about return on investment in terms of money. It's not money, it's time. For a service provider, it's your time. How much money, how much time you put in, and what you get out of it. And what you get out of it is a lot of learning that can, make you lots of money. So I learned from EdTech applications. I learned how to make courses because I was learning from a lot of courses, and then I started building courses from a lot of companies who are selling courses to Fortune 500 companies. So this was my return on investment, I think. Yeah.
That is again, we can go on and on this entire thing, especially with the thing that you said about time, that how sometimes even when you're sort of like at the mid level or mid professional level pe hain aap as freelancing ke apne career mein, you still don't realize that as you're scaling as a freelancer, as you're scaling into maybe an entrepreneur, because now you have scaled it into a business, how that entire discussions around money actually start becoming around discussions around time. Because now you're basically trading your time versus money. You're not trading कि मैं आपको 5 pages का ये document दूंगा against this. You start thinking in your mind कि ये document मुझे time कितना लगाता है और उस time में मैं कर क्या सकता हूँ, because now time is the luxury for you, right? And yehi mindset, if you start applying into different decisions that you're taking in your life, be it enrolling in a course, be it like a part of any cohort, ya kuch bhi, it all just sort of like starts making sense. And I'll be very honest, I've been stuck into that mindset of like jo ek money versus time wala mindset there for years before I realized that once you come out of that rut of money, कि अच्छा मुझे सिर्फ इससे पैसा ही कमाना है, every client that I'm talking to, I'm looking at him as a person who can give me money, as a person who can like maybe give me this itne time ka project. जब तक आप उस mindset में अटके रहते हैं, you do not focus on building wealth, you do not focus on building relationship with your client, then every person who you talk to is basically a dollar sign for you. And the more I think I started pulling myself away from that mindset, and the more I started focusing on my business and the people who are who I am working with, and I started become very exclusive with the clients who I choose to work with, I think things started falling into a totally different directions. Now I think I don't clients don't choose me, I choose who I want to work with, because I realized that how precious my time has become, because now I trade time with the money instead of like doing it vice versa. एक और question I think that I'd have, and then we can start talking about this career accelerator thing that we are doing together. How what is that one thing, if you go back in time, what is that one thing you would add in your life that would make your journey very easy? Again, I can go first. For me, I think when in year 2016 when I started, I felt very kind of like a very isolated in this journey. By isolated, I mean parents को तो अभी तक नहीं पता हम क्या करते हैं, but at that time लोगों को भी नहीं पता था हम क्या करते हैं. So that isolation of not having someone to share your struggles, not having somebody to talk to, and हमारे यहाँ पता नहीं, I think culture में शायद ये भी है that people hide this, so they are not very open. अब तो बहुत फिर भी people are very open to help you out, but उस time पे 2015-16 में कोई इतना खास culture नहीं था. So I think I missed having the access to that community, that thriving space जहाँ पे and plus लड़कियों की space. अब now I know so many people जो कि 2012 में 13 में 14 में they were very successful freelancers, were running their own blogs and a lot of other things, but I never got to meet them. I never knew कि वो कौन लोग हैं, where do I find them, how do I reach out to them to seek help. And if I go back in time, I just maybe have that access to people who were freelancers like me to share that entire journey with them instead of like working in an isolation. So I'd love to hear what you'd change if you go back in time.
Absolutely. For me, the pivotal point of that Women X का program, I think I still remember उसकी 15 या 20,000 रुपए फीस थी उस टाइम पे. 4 या 5 महीने का प्रोग्राम था, and I had no money at that time, and I borrowed it from someone to make sure that I go into the program. And then when I returned back to the person, and she said, "यार कोई बात नहीं, it's fine." And I was like, "No, I want to return it because this is investment that I've made in myself, and this investment has returned into like 100 1000 folds in terms of good friends and excellent community." So Women in Tech that I run came out of that Women X program, because I saw that I was sitting in a classroom with 50 women coming from diverse backgrounds, diverse set of problems, but everybody was there to help and to support each other and to cheer on each other. And from that I realized that अच्छा ठीक है, ये 50 औरतें, हर औरत एक दूसरे का एक मसला कोई सॉल्व कर रही है, so it's bringing in a lot of value for all of us. So and at that moment I realized that I need to build a community for women in tech, because again there was no community. The only women in tech that I knew other than myself was Jahara, and और मुझे किसी का नहीं पता था. और मेरी क्लास फेलोज थी यूनिवर्सिटी की, जो सारी घर में most of them have, now at home not working. So I had no idea. And then CodeGirls ka program, it came out of Women in Tech PK, because Women in Tech PK mein I met Shamim and I started talking, and then we decided to start a boot camp. Strangely, you and I, we also got connected through social media, and then, so ye wala jo aspect hai na, of finding people who have similar kind of goals in you, and you can go on a journey with them, become friends, become companions in different ways in terms of bringing in change in your lives. This is the most important aspect. And I think the second thing that I would like to change is that it took me a very long while to see EdTech has that level of potential. I think मुझे शायद 3-4 साल पहले पता लगा कि अच्छा, boot camps can do this much. If I knew it before, my career would have been in a completely different trajectory. I don't regret that, but at the same time, that ability to learn things quickly, that you can learn whatever you want to learn, because there is a course out there for you. You can spend $5, $10, $50, $20 and get a skill. Beginning skill to mil jayegi na kam se kam. That is like an amazing thing. And I think I've gotten, मतलब मैंने बहुत सारी ऐसी opportunities छोड़ दी because I had no access to the info. I thought I had no access to the information, but now I think about it, you'll find everything that you need. You will find a class for that. This is what I mean to say. Yeah.
Awesome. So I think we both are on the same page on this, that how important it is just to just to feel heard and seen, and actually like surround yourself with those women, especially who are doing the same thing as you. It just makes you feel a part of like that a bigger community that you're playing a small part in. I think Women in Tech has done a brilliant job in bringing all of those women together. I think it's one of those communities on Facebook that has sort of like at least started changing the narrative of women in tech. Uh, and that's what I think I love about community building. So yeah, kudos to you, and kudos to like all the other women who are building women only spaces. Because I think before we actually start talking about Caterpillar's Career Accelerator program that we have run, um, the one thing that I also wanted to like touch base on was how do you think all these boot camps and courses help somebody into scaling their business? Okay, I know that there are curriculums, I know there are courses, I know there's an access to community. What is that one pivotal thing that you feel कि अगर कोई 12 हफ्ते का अपना time dedicate करता है तो उनका goal क्या होना चाहिए from any program? Is to just to learn skill या फिर सिर्फ community का part बन जाए? किस goal या किस mindset के साथ आपको किसी curriculum किसी sorry cohort में participate करना चाहिए?
I think आपको you have to look at what you're getting into and make the most out of it, whatever it has to offer. चाहे वो community हो, चाहे वो resources हो, चाहे वो classes हो, चाहे वो किसी किस्म का content हो, whatever they are offering, you should get on board with that. एंड नो मैटर अभी आपको शायद ऐसा लग रहा हो कि यार ये एग्जैक्टली रिलेटेड तो नहीं है. इसकी एक बड़ी छोटी सी एग्जांपल है. मैं विमेन एक्स में थी तो हमारी सप्लाई चेन की क्लास हो रही थी. ठीक है, वहां पे वो एंटरप्रेन्योरियल सप्लाई चेन, एंटरप्रेन्योरियल फाइनेंस पढ़ा रहे हैं. क्लास में हम सारे सो रहे थे बिकॉज वी थिंकिंग यार मैं तो आईटी में काम करती हूँ, मुझे सप्लाई चेन की क्या जरूरत है. एंड देन मुझे इसकी क्या जरूरत है, उसकी क्या जरूरत है, उस वक्त ये ख्याल आ रहा था. एंड आई रिमेंबर दैट द प्रोफेसर हु वाज टीचिंग अस एंड ही सेड टू मी दैट soon you will get to know it, because if you don't know supply chain, there is no way that you can build a system that is around supply chain. And after that I started working for a logistics company, and that supply chain hit me in the face because I was like, oh my God, I was supposed to listen in that classroom because the guy was teaching exactly that, what I'm going through. And this is extremely important in terms of, even though it doesn't seem like completely relevant to your case, just absorb that in. Okay? And I think it's really going to help. I have a question now. So I want to know, Hira, we had this conversation before in terms of why career acceleration is important for everyone, of course, but why do you think it's important for women?
Oh yeah, that's a really great question. So I think if all of you who are maybe listening to this live, and even Faiza, you and I, and मैंने corporate sector में भी काम किया है, startup sector में भी काम किया है before I became a full-time freelancer and I started CaterpillHERs, and you still work with a lot of companies, especially हमारी industry में, the tech और जो IT industry है. One thing that we've always seen is women either, एक तो पहली बात है, either they're non-existent, जिसकी हम बार बार सुनते भी रहते हैं कि अच्छा when we actually look for women engineers हमें मिलती नहीं है, when we actually look for these type of profiles हमें मिलती नहीं. And then we also see that a lot of women who are even graduating from different fields, they are either being placed into like just human resources की field में, या फिर आप उन्हें जो है कोई front desk का काम दे दें, या फिर आप उन्हें QA में दे दें, and then you actually blame that there are not enough women. But so वो जो chicken egg वाली narrative है वो काफी time से जो है industry के अंदर है. Okay, so if there are not enough women, how do we hire them? Okay, so we say that there are enough women, why don't you hire them? So उसके बीच में जो बहुत सारे barriers हैं, उसके बीच में जो बहुत सारे reasons हैं, nobody talks about that. And I think the reason why we started Caterpillar's Career Acceleration Vertical was to actually talk about this reason. Okay, so if you feel that women do not apply to your organization, have you ever considered giving them an enabling environment? Have you ever considered the policies that you have in your organization that make it more welcoming for women to apply for your company? And then you say that जो हम लोग ने जो है बहुत सारे advertisement में पैसे भी लगाए, ये लगाए, but we don't still find those. Have you reached Have you reached out to communities like Women in Tech? Have you hosted any program जिसमें women feel more welcome to apply for your companies? तो जो सारे societal और जो सारे जो ये narratives आप बीच में सुनते हैं ना, I think I want to, we at Caterpillars wanted to like put a full stop on it. And it's just not a one-way solution जिसमें we are building these programs to help women. We are actually working with partners as well to give them a validated hypothesis, right? So these are 6 verticals जिसके अंदर हम काम करते हैं. These are the women who are graduating from this vertical. So now your argument that there are not enough women, and even if you find women, they are not qualified for this position. Now that question is off the table because we are giving them like a validated pool of women who are going to graduate from these programs, right? And the more you will start working on feeding more women to the pipeline, I think in the next few years, ये narrative जो है ये it will give us a clear picture of the problem exists कहाँ पे करती है, right? Because I was sort of like sick and tired of those conversations जिसमें even the responsibility of calling out that there are not enough women in the industry is on the shoulder of women. So they are there, they are in the industry, and they are calling out कि जो है ये problem exists करती है. And nobody was like sort of like trying to solve the problem. It was all just कि यहाँ से हमारे पास नहीं है, वो कह रही हैं कि ना इधर से women है, but they are not being invited. So I think with Caterpillar's career acceleration program, the more verticals we'll keep adding on this track, the more we will have sort of like a validated hypothesis that there are enough women in the industry. They have been graduating from these programs. If you need their portfolios and profiles, we're happy to provide it to you, right? And jitni bhi, and plus the one thing, and I think that's for the question that I'd asked from you. Mera favorite with this entire program that we have built, my favorite part is again the access to community and how the program, this entire freelance track that we have built is sort of like framed. It's not 100% online program जिसको आपने purchase कर लिया and then you just will never get the time to finish it. It's not the program जो कि आपका पूरा time ले लेगा and it's 9 to 5 and you have to be on your toes every day to finish that. It's a blended learning program जिसके अंदर we are giving you like a curriculum जिसको आप अपने पेज से पढ़ सकते हैं, but we're also holding you accountable that every Monday, if this has to be finished as a tangible deliverable, this is what you have to do. And by going through this entire experience of different like tracks that we are launching, by the time women are graduating from these programs, they are more confident. They now have that now have that confidence in their skill that they can go ahead and start applying. And also within the office spaces, if you feel कि किसी एक department में there are women who you want to just upskill, there's no place in Pakistan jahan aap ja sakte hain. You either end up watching YouTube courses, you either end up going to those institute jahan pe aapko physically present hoke classes leni padti hai. There is no space jahan pe jaake aap apna career jo hai upskill kar sake on the basis कि अच्छा अब दुनिया जो है वो बहुत change हो रही है. I cannot just keep doing the same thing जो कि मैं पिछले 5 साल से कर रही हूँ. That's why I feel it is very important कि लड़कियां खास तौर पे by the comfort of their own home without leaving the premise where they are, they learn new skill, they upskill their careers, and also it is going to be a very validated hypothesis for the industry that there are enough women in all the verticals जितने भी हम launch करते हैं, because we have the proof for it, right?
Absolutely. And I think for me, it was like the next logical step after running CodeGirls, because जो entry level वाली pipeline है वो तो हम fill in कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जो है वो अब जो mid career की खवातीन हैं या early professionals हैं, I think they also need that boost, because women in tech के अंदर हम बहुत सारे वो survey run कर रहे होते हैं, तो जो sample size था हमारा 300-400 खवातीन ने वो survey fill किया, and we got to know कि after 3 to 5 years, most of the women leave their jobs because that is a time for them to get married and have children. ये पाकिस्तानी खवातीन की मैं बात कर रही हूँ. तो उसके बाद क्या होता है? If they want to get back to the career, they don't have any ways to go about it, ways to kind of catch up what they've missed. And दूसरी बात ये है कि career acceleration is currently one of the biggest industries in the world in terms of a lot of boot camps, and we have seen like a million examples of that in terms of excellent boot camps coming out. CodeGirls जैसे entry level का है. I told you about Quick Start, Thinkful के बारे में हमने बात की, Skillsoft के बारे में बात की, Lambda School के बारे में बात की. तो ये जितने भी boot camps हैं, they are providing value and people are learning their skills and getting better jobs, and tech has, tech has exploded.
Faiza, I think I lost you. Fatma, can you hear Faiza, or is it my internet? So I think we lost Faiza due to internet connection. So I'm just going to take a lead now. So thank you so much, everybody who watched the live session. Um, the last thing that we wanted to discuss, obviously, in this live session was regarding the Career Accelerator program that we've launched. The applications for that Career Accelerator program we are running for all women freelancers is December 31st. I will give you a little bit of introduction of what that entire career acceleration program means, and then you can go on the website and have a look at our page there to know the details. So Caterpillar's Career Accelerator program is for obviously women only, women specific only. We are designing a 12 weeks cohort for women who are either running their freelancing business, or either they want to be a freelancer, or they want to launch and scale their freelancing careers. So it's a 12 weeks program. You get enrolled obviously by the end of January or February, and then you become a part of this community of amazing women who are doing the same thing as you, and then also become acquainted with how this entire world of freelancing works. We have a entire curriculum set up for you. The program is being sponsored by our partners. So the 80% of the cost is being beared by our sponsor, and 20% is being beared by the beneficiaries like you. The entire details of the program is live on the website. You can go to www.caterpillhers.com/apply, which will take you to the landing page. My colleague has also posted the link in the comment section below. So if anybody of you are interested, feel free to reach out to us at programs@caterpillhers.com, or go to the website, apply through the form that is listed there. We're happy to answer any of your questions that you have about the program. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I hope you like the live session. We'll try to come live once again before the applications close. So yeah, I think thank you so much for watching. I'm going to sign off.